Yo, welcome to our new show, Not for Nothing,
Not for nothing.
where Trov and I discuss being Utes in South Philadelphia.
Boys in a man's world.
Not for nothing, 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 not for nothing.
Hey, Trov, what's happening?
Hey, Zito, what's up?
I thought we might start off our show, Not for Nothing, this first episode, talking about, taking a trip down memory lane to when we were mere boys.
Memory lane, huh?
Yep, when we were little Utes in South Philly.
Take me there. Take me there.
I was an altar boy.
So was I. We don't ever talk about this.
No, we don't. We're lapsed Catholics, so it's it's a source of shame for us.
And, if you tell somebody you're an altar boy, they're always like, were you assaulted by
A priest.
A priest. And, no.
I was an ugly child.
You're
so.
ugly.
I went to Catholic school. You went to Catholic school?
I went to St. Monica's.
It was a couple blocks away from my parish, which was St. Nick's. These
Right.
are literally on top of each other,
And
but completely different worlds.
Completely different world. We never met. And St. Monica's, something you hate, the pride of South Philly.
Right. So, for whatever reason, St. Monica's is the pride of South Philly. They just claimed it one day. And so
It's all
theirs.
about branding. South Fellini, the pride of South Philly. You just gotta put it on a shirt, and it is so.
I'll tell you what. If our shirts, the shirts we make at South Fellini, are the kind of shirts that I wore in grade school that would get me in trouble on gym day.
Down with homework.
Yeah. So yeah, we have very similar experiences, but we did not go to
We
the
didn't
same
cross
church.
paths,
We did not
no.
cross paths back then. This was before we even met. When did you become an altar boy? Did you sign up early?
I signed up in, I think, 4th grade, and it was probably the earliest you could sign up for it. And I talked about this in one of the podcast episodes. I signed up to be an altar boy because there was it was understanding that the priest who organized altar boys made a trip for all the altar boys to go see the Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers hockey team, practice in Voorhees, New Jersey, and they would sign anything you want. Bring your puck,
Wow.
anything you want. And I was a fan of the Crazy Eights line. So Mark Recchi was my favorite hockey player, Italian Flyer, and fellow Paisan, and I went down to Lou's dugout.
My old comic shop.
Hockey, cards and comics.
Yeah.
And I got a blank puck.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this. It was like my parents gave me a couple dollars. I bought a puck, and I was like, I'm gonna bring this to Voorhees when the priests take us, and I got Mark Recchi to sign it. And I think that actually pretty much sets up this whole episode. They told us we were gonna go on April 1st. And we were fools.
They lied to you. They lied.
Do you believe those priests and nuns lied to us? They told us April 1st we were going to go. And then that came around. I brought my puck to school.
That's such a.
I remember I had it wrapped in like a piece of paper. Like I had it in
Oh.
my pocket. I was like so excited.
Oh my God.
And we didn't go.
And you lost your faith, and you stopped believing in God after that.
But still a Flyers fan.
Flyers fan for life.
Flyers fans for life.
I can't believe they said that to you. That's so cruel. Isn't the origin of April Fool's Day like the Catholics making fun of pagans for celebrating their spring festival?
I'm not sure about that, but it definitely tracks. And then I remember being an altar boy, and they would like, all right, all the people were altar boys. I was in 4th grade, so it was like 4th through 8th, and like they'd take us into the church, and everybody's like being like rowdy or whatever, and they just would scream at us.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I sign up for this?
Yeah.
They would just like yell at us the whole time.
It's a lot of work for a little kid.
It felt like it felt very like I'm some sort of like priest bodyguard or something. like no one better mess with this. Like it felt very responsible as a little kid.
Yeah, I see that. I waited a year to sign up because I was already a school safety, which is the junior crossing guard, you know. So I guess I helped kindergarten kids cross the street.
You're like, go ahead, jump in the traffic.
Move it along.
Move it along.
Whoops, my bad.
Sorry.
Sorry, kid. But, I mean, that's a lot of responsibility to begin with. And then it's like, oh, do you want to be an altar boy too? And it's like, whoa, I got a lot on my mind. I don't know if I can, you know, if I have the bandwidth for
That's a lot of responsibility for a
working
kid.
in the church.
Yeah.
So I waited till I was in 5th grade when I was a little bit more mature to sign up.
Yeah.
And all my friends were already altar boys, so that helped push me into it, you know. Oh,
What was your altar boy uniform?
The altar boy uniform at my church was a like a white robe or a black robe with a cape.
I saw you wrote cape, and it was really a cape.
It came down to, on me, I was a little small, so it might not have come down as far on other people, but it came down to my elbows. So I guess that's not technically a cape, but it's.
We had like like a tunic.
It was like a thing that clipped in the front, like a cape.
Oh.
And then it like hung down, and
Okay,
it came down to about my shoulder.
That's a cape.
And,
I thought you were like, super Batman about it.
Well, I am being super Batman about
We
it.
had like
It was part of the reason
we
that
had
I
like
signed up.
We had like a robe, like it was red, and then we had this like white kind of like shirt tunic that went on top of it, and then for funerals we had a black one and then the white one. It was like it was like the goth altar boy outfit.
Yeah.
The black one. You know?
Yeah. It's for the dark rites.
The for sex magic. As you can see, I'm wearing my South Fellini 666 shirt today. So
Benefits Eldridge citizens.
so that's where I am now with all this sort of stuff.
I liked. I think as a kid, my favorite part about Catholicism was the theatrics and the costumes and
You could be describing professional wrestling.
I also really liked professional wrestling and comic books. Star Trek was big on that list too.
Star Trek was big.
So, being an altar boy, it felt like, you were destined for something greater. Like, I might be the Pope someday if I work at this hard
Yeah, it's
enough.
your first. It's the
you can't.
first step, like Little League. Every baseball player played in Little League. Every Pope was an altar boy.
That's true. That's true. You have to work your way up the ranks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, like, you're
Coming for you, Cardinal. Coming for you, Deacon.
My name was John Paul. It
was
was almost a foregone conclusion that I was going to end up as the third John Paul
most
Pope.
popes are named John Paul.
As far as I knew at that young age, yes, all the ones in my lifetime had been.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys ever get in any trouble as altar boys? And I'd say I never got in trouble. I just feel we were always getting screamed at.
Yeah.
And we were always being accused of things. And it is like did you ever drink the wine? I never drank the wine.
I drank the wine.
You drank the wine? And it always like freaked me out when kids would steal the wine. And there were even kids who would.
It's not stealing.
They would like.
Just drank what was left in the chalice. It's like
no, like they would go
for
like there was
us.
a cabinet.
Yeah.
And it was full of like all the supplies, and it'd be
Yes.
like full of wine, and kids would like drink it, and then kids would like take like fistful of wafers and like eat them.
What? I get stealing wine. You're trying to get a little tipsy.
The kids would like steal the wafers, and
Be like, I'm the holiest.
I remember a kid. Well, it was like unblessed, but I remember a kid had like he stole like a whole box of them, and he kept them in a starter jacket. Because we used to wear starter jackets, like, and it was like the big pouch,
As
and
you
he
do at the time.
and he was just like, he would be playing like wall ball or whatever, and he would be like, and he would like eat a bunch of them. I remember they like, I guess like one fell out, and one of the nuns found it. She like freaked out.
Yeah.
And I think they made us like say like the rosary for like the next week. It's just like
It's like nonstop.
we didn't do anything but just do that for like the longest. Like they just made us like recite prayers. Like it was like, this is like the most unholy thing you could ever do. And because they were like, who did this? And he like, I even knew who did it. And I was like, I'm not going to rat on him, but I hope he admits it. And he didn't. And it was just classic Catholic school. Like, well, now you're all punished.
Right.
you
Now
know?
we all have a complex.
Now we all have to deal with it. So, yeah, I just remember like just being associated with the altar boys was just like always just like meant you were just constantly getting in trouble, and you didn't have to do it.
No.
Like
You signed up
you
for
signed
this.
up for it, and you're just like always in trouble.
And I don't know if this was the case in everybody's school or whatever, but a lot of the altar boys at my school were actually the problem kids who were always like in detention.
I
or
think
in
every
trouble.
kid at St. Monica's was the problem kids.
But it's like one of those things where it's like this is a troubled boy. He should be an altar boy. He needs to get closer to God. We had a priest, Father Joe, who did not like kids at all, and he used to be a boxer, and he was like the oldest priest. He was like 1,000,000 years old, and he had a flat face from getting beat up from being a boxer, and so it was kind of hard to understand him. So he mumbled a little bit, and kids would have a hard time hearing him. And if they asked what too many times, he would get angry, and then he would start spitting, and then people would laugh, and then he would get mad. And I remember one time this kid Peter, he got a little giggle fit going on, and the priest dragged him outside by his hair, slapped him around a little bit.
We never got hit, but there were some old priests or old nuns specifically. I always think like, Sister Michael definitely beat kids up.
Yeah.
You know, and then one day there was like, Sister Michael, you don't hit kids anymore. You had priests who had girlfriends like in the parish?
There were a few.
You don't have to call them out. I don't say any of their names, but we definitely did. We had a priest who had like a substance abuse problem. They kicked him out. I don't want to call him out by name, but I always remember that he had like the most extravagant chalice, and I always remember thinking like in Indiana Jones and Last Crusade that the most extravagant chalice was like you chose poorly.
It's not the real chalice.
It's not the real chalice, and he had the most extravagant chalice, and I was like,
Jesus would never have that.
Jesus would never have that chalice. Yeah.
Was this the priest who got in trouble, who went to jail for selling drugs?
That's him. That's
That's
him.
the
I don't want to call any priest names.
Well,
You can bleep it out.
I never served with that priest, but I worked on Patrick Avenue at an Italian restaurant he would frequent, and he was a problem customer.
You know, the priest who ran the altar boy program, Father Clement, he would like, what are they, Franciscan, when they had no possessions or whatever.
Yeah.
So he like was like, I'm poor, I don't have anything, I don't have possessions. But he would like go into a place and be like, can I get that for free? Can I just, and he would like, I remember we used to get we would get it like, I used to get a haircut at Victor's on Oregon, like it was like 18th and Oregon.
Yeah.
Like Italian place. And like Father Clement come in and be like, and they would all be like, oh, you know, he'd cut in front of everybody and then he'd get it for free.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, man, this guy, he doesn't have any possessions because he gets everything for free. You don't
need anything.
You don't need money.
Do you want to talk about the rectory? You want to talk about how creepy a rectory is?
Yeah, sure. And you mean the rectory like where the priest lived, or you mean like the rectory like behind the scenes of the church?
Both, because at St. Nick's they were connected.
They were connected.
Yeah.
At St. Monica's they were separate buildings.
The convent for the nuns was separate.
Yeah, the convent.
St.
They had
Nick's.
another. Yeah.
But the rectory was like the space behind, like backstage of the altar. So it's like where the priest and the altar boys.
The green room.
The green room, and it's very green.
Very green.
A lot of frankincense.
You gotta put that out, man.
And I guess that's where, you know, when you see them disappear behind the door, that's where they go. And the rectory is also usually has a street access where people can, you know, where parishioners can come if they need to meet with the priests or something.
Sure,
you know,
yeah.
Plan an event or donate. I don't know, whatever you might need to go in there for. I only was back there to ever be an altar boy or to, you know, set up for church or whatever. But it was creepy. And at St. Nick's, there's a basement, and it's not like catacombs, but it's like catacombs if they were built in like the 1930s. There's like really terrible
Jazz musicians.
It's like cinder block walls with like the most awful faded green paint, and it goes on like hallways dug under the church, and that's where the altar boys' lockers would be. It's where all the robes and stuff would hang.
Yeah, I guess St. Monica's had like that basement room, and it was like they had all the robes, and you'd be like, oh, this one. And
Yeah. I'm supposed to wear. And what color are we wearing? Oh, it's Lent. You got to wear
purple.
So
right.
all that stuff was down there. But then off to the side, like I said, it was all like really weird and spooky, because off to the side is where they would, you know how like you pay $1 up in the church and you light a candle, and it's like, please bless my dear Uncle Joe.
Yes.
He
that's
hurt
how
his
St.
foot.
Monica's burned down. They had like years ago, they had like those candles, and I'm pretty sure that they had a fire that started
from one of
from
those
one of
racks.
those little like prayer candles, and
That doesn't surprise me, because they would wheel, after the rack was full at St. Nick's, they would wheel them to the basement, and they would just let them burn down there until they were burned out.
really,
I guess
you didn't blow them out.
No. Well,
Well, you blowed them out.
the altar boys would be like, yeah, because we were little monsters. We would dare each other, and you know what's terrible is obviously they were the Catholic Church.
I guess you're not getting your wish.
Exactly,
Because you're not getting your
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you prayed for someone to get to heaven, but we extinguished their candle.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah. Because we're terrible little boys.
Terrible little boys. The worst boys were altar boys.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you ever do any holidays, early masses, or mass with the Pope or a bishop or a cardinal or?
No, it was my mom's dream though that we serve with like in some high holy mass. I did like some confirmations, some sacraments.
Oh,
you
okay,
serve,
yeah,
you
I
serve
guess
with
so.
a bishop when you do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever served with Cardinal Anthony Bevilacqua. He's the Babe Ruth of Philadelphia Cardinals.
Yeah, he only wants the top notch altar boys.
Yeah, not the dregs from St. Nick's.
I never served a mass with a cardinal, but we had a bishop at St. Monica's, so once in a while you would do a.
You had a bishop there regularly?
Yeah, Bishop DeSimone.
Was he the pastor?
Yeah, I guess he was the pastor.
You'd have to be. How could you have somebody else outrank you as the bishop?
No, I mean you're a chess piece. I
Yeah.
mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
Yeah. There's no priest on the
He's
chessboard.
he's going diagonal. He's like, hello. I always resented the bishop because he would, like, during Lent, they would always like kind of reenact these like Jesus being like the
Stations of the
Cross. Right. And he'd be like, all right, I'll be Jesus, and all you people will be the crowd who like turns on Jesus. And I just like, not that I wanted to play Jesus, but I always thought like, man, we're all the same. Why are you always Jesus?
Yeah, we should be Jesus.
Maybe this guy wants to be Jesus. Maybe Zito wants to be Jesus.
The altar boys did the Stations of the Cross at Easter at St. Nick's. I don't know if
Is that when they would like go to every single one?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the worst,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It takes forever, and it's like
It's just a lot of kneeling and standing and kneeling. It's like, it's what torture.
In fact, being crucified is a torture.
No, and that's what a torturous thing to do to children, to make them like
really pay attention to the.
pay attention to it.
I was into the Bible as a kid. I was into all this stuff. It's a lot of blood, gore, magic.
Blood, gore, magic, monsters.
If you're into Dungeons and Dragons or Star Wars, Catholicism has an
it's your
entry
intro,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, for you. Did you serve any weddings? Did you ever do weddings?
A handful of weddings, but I did a lot more funerals.
Oh,
And I think
yeah.
that's why I'm the person I am today.
I liked serving funerals.
I did too. And we both say it's like our first job
Yeah.
was serving a funeral, but weddings were like rare. Even though there were weddings, I don't know. We just never.
I guess you don't always need an altar boy for a wedding. I don't know.
You gotta pay for every single. Like, I'm married now, and I think I got married in the Catholic Church, but I just know you gotta pay for every single.
Yeah.
Like, you want a priest? Here's like that's like $200, or
Yeah.
you want an organ player? You're just like they're just like nickel and
Choir's
diming.
extra, yeah.
The choir's extra. Yeah, the singer. You're paying for every single thing. So maybe I don't know what an altar boy fee is, but I feel like we did less weddings, but we always did funerals.
Yeah, funeral was my. So for anybody who doesn't know, an altar boy gets tipped at a funeral. The undertaker will usually pass you, $10 to each altar boy.
It was always like, so there's 3 altar boys. Here's a $10 bill that you can't split amongst 3 people. Like, here you go, kid. I mean, I know that's not their problem, but it was always a challenge to like break up the money.
Yeah. The kids I served with, they did not like to do funerals. My brother was an altar boy. He didn't like to do funerals.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it was
think
definitely a
freaked people out.
dark thing. I remember it used to be upsetting when there was like a ton of people at the funeral. It was upsetting when there was like no one at the funeral. And I was like in this like rotation. I would do it like once or twice a week, I felt like, and just it was like the same few kids, and we're just like doing funerals. You go to a lot of funerals when you're like a kid.
Yeah.
I think it's like
It's numbing.
it's numbing to you, and
Yeah.
it's why do you think about death all the time? Like I don't know.
I'm not sure. In the summer of 94, 95, there was a heat wave of some sort, and the old timers were just dropping like flies. And I was serving 2 funerals a day, sometimes by myself.
Wow.
At St. Nick's, yes, because a lot of kids go on summer vacation too. So even some of the guys who would serve them with me, they were like,
Yeah, they're in Margate.
yeah,
and
they're
you're-
living it up. I've heard the Ave Maria so
so many times.
But it was like, so I had this like routine going where every day I would wake up, I'd watch a little American Gladiators.
As you
do.
Who's your favorite American Gladiator?
Nitro.
I thought it was Malibu.
No, I like Malibu too. He's like
They're
number
all
2.
my favorite.
But Malibu's only on season 1,
Oh.
so you get a lot more Nitro if you're a long time watcher.
Okay.
So I would then head over to the church, and there was a corner store across the street from the church, and they had a Street Fighter 2 arcade game, and I'd drink my Arctic Splash.
Who's your favorite Street Fighter 2 character?
Ryu.
I'm a Ken man myself.
Whoa!
This makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this does. So I guess I would kill a bit of time before going over to church, serve a funeral, leave with, $10, $15. And
That's
then
not
do the
bad. If
same
you're doing it by
thing
yourself, you're pocketing the whole thing.
Yeah, and then the next day do the whole thing over again. That was like the routine. And then then when school comes back in session, there's still funerals, so they call you out of class.
That was the best.
They let you leave class to go serve the funeral, and so it's like I get to leave school, I get money, and Jesus loves me for this.
Jesus is like, John Paul, good work. I'm leveling you above all the other kids. I remember being like, we got to go out, leave class. We got like our cassocks, that's what they're called. Like,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And we like walk over to the church, and do the mass. Get paid the $10. Then we would go over to Kasha's Pizza, buy pizza, and just like it's like we can make it last a little bit longer. We don't like by the time I get back to school, it was lunchtime, and then it was even like longer of less time you're spending in school.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna ask me. Pizzazz is my favorite slice at Kasha's. I'm a pizzazz man.
To this day,
Cheesesteak and pizzazz.
you still love the pizzazz.
I still love pizzazz.
I served so many funerals in my 8th grade that I fell behind in math. And when I went to high school, I was not as good at math as the other 9th graders. It like took me a minute to catch up.
Really?
I missed so much math for funerals.
Right, because like the same time, it's like the 10 o'clock to
Every day. Yeah.
10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah.
So when did you stop being an altar boy?
I guess because I went to high school, right? I mean, you go to high school. I thought I was going to keep doing it, but I went to a Catholic high school, and so I just figured, I'll serve at the high school or whatever. But I
Sure.
went to a private school, and you went to a public music school,
Right.
and so it was like a different. I mean, they must have hated that you went to a public school. You left the system altogether.
I got kicked out of altar boys. So there was like a priest and a nun who ran the program, and when the nun, Sister Michael, learned that I was like, I'm going to Gamp, the music school. She was like, "You're no longer part of altar boys."
She just
I was like, I don't get paid. Like, you don't. I just do this,
yeah,
And she kicked me out.
yeah, excommunicated.
Excommunicate.
That's what they say in the church. Enjoy your rock and roll music,
Yeah.
heathen. Being an altar boy, would you do it again? You have a kid? Are you gonna let your daughter become an altar server? If she's like, I'm really into Catholicism, I love the Ten Commandments.
She got into it.
She got into it. She picked
She
it up
can
on the
do whatever
street.
she wants. I didn't want her to watch Paw Patrol, but we watch it every day, you know. So I do whatever she wants.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're done talking about being altar boys.
Yeah. So thanks for watching our new program,
Not
Not for Nothing, where we talk about being boys in South Philly.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed this content, check out our podcasts that'll come out every Monday on the free Apple, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you really enjoy the content, check out our Patreon, where we put out extra weekly
Better
videos.
content.
Even better
This
stuff.
is not this crap.
Juicier.
Juicy.
That's where all the gossip is.
We name names.